How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Philadelphia Flyers franchise mode, episode number 15, headed into the 2026 year number 4 postseason. In the last one, we had a decent end to the year. We decided to make a trade that kind of looked more forward than present, where we offloaded Joel Farabee and Bobby Brink, two players who were in our lineup, for pieces that would help us next year in Wayne Peterson and other depth, whatever, like Barclay Goodrow. Basically just removing two players from our lineup and adding one next season. Wayne Peterson, an RFA forward who will join us next year. But for now, that means a promotion for Josh Parros, who had a great 31-goal rookie season. Lindblom promoted to the fourth line. He had, I think, 21 points since promoted in 20-some games. Would have put him on a pace for, I think, 47 points. So he was great on that third line. Strome and Allison came in as depth, and the lineup's been looking pretty good all the way through. We finished off the season pretty strong. We had some very streaky periods. The defense has been very odd. Adam Pelech, who we acquired to be a first pair defenseman, was horrible. -13 on the first pair and second pair. I put him on the third pair for what, like 10, 15 games? He's a +15 and ends the year as a +2 with 20 points in 66 games. So hey, with the +2 chemistry playing with the rookie Hugo Brisebois, we'll leave it like that. Sanheim, Seider, Risto, Pionk on the second pairing. And for goaltending, we picked up some backup insurance in Carey Price. We were hoping that he would be our potential starter, but he did not look good down the stretch. He ended up having a losing record of 6-8-1, .878 save percentage, and 3.63 goals against average. Not ideal, and it's a small-ish sample size, but it's big enough to see that the experiment was kind of a failed one. So Michael DiPietro will be getting the start headed into the postseason. It's his first year as a starter. He went 27-17-3 with us. 3 shutouts, .907 save percentage, 2.63 goals against average, and we have high hopes for the 26-year-old. We have some good scratches here. We picked up Matthew Robertson and Barclay Goodrow in that deal with the Rangers for Wayne Peterson. And now here we are in round number 1 to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Battle of Pennsylvania. I believe the first time we faced them here in the simulation, year 1 we lost in round number 2. Year 2 we lost in round number 2. Year 3 we missed out on the postseason, and now here we are once again, year number 4. Very similar records. We had one more win. They had one more overtime loss there. We both finished off the season going 7-2-1 in our final 10 games. But the Penguins did trade Sidney Crosby at the trade deadline last season of this most recent season to the Winnipeg Jets. And although they're still a strong team, they're not as strong as they may have been. Why am I looking at Winnipeg? But by the way, Sidney Crosby, second-line center, 90 overall. But the Pittsburgh Penguins, they still have Anze Kopitar. They still have Jeremy Harima, who's an 87 overall two-way D. They also still have that 86 overall Malmstrom, 20-year-old power forward. But aside from that, it's, Kopitar, Gourde. I'm not totally sold on their team on paper, but here they are. We got to give them respect for the 42 wins. Darcy Kemper between the pipes. But it is absolutely true that the Penguins lost a big piece in Sidney Crosby, who had scored 58 points in 62 games with the Penguins. So that says something. He was on an expiring deal, so they wanted to get value for him. Probably thought they weren't going to make the postseason, but then they ended up making it, and here they are now to face the Flyers in the Battle of Pennsylvania. So not much to say headed into this episode, aside from some thoughts in the comments on the line combinations. So let's hop into those right away from the assistant general managers. Etch comments, roll with those lines to start, as you see on your screen right here. As soon as you switch things around, the team started winning again. So it used to be very different, but we changed it up, and we went to, that final 10, 7-2-1. This is not a bad group to start with. Lindblom had 12 points in his first 61 games on the fourth, then 12 points in 21 games on the third. Just as I was saying, I definitely think you should keep him. That would have put him on the pace for 47 points over 82 games. I think DiPietro should get the start in the playoffs. Price was an interesting experiment, but it was a failed one. Don't get married to it and hurt the team. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much, Etch. Joe left a comment leaving his thoughts on some of the trades that we made, etc. But I want to jump down to the paragraph on the lines. He says lines as is. Allison could get replaced by McLennan, who is 23 down the AHL, and in my opinion earned that fourth line spot over Allison, Goodrow, Strome, and Ratcliffe. If we're open to moving Goodrow moving forward, we're talking about the lines for next season, obviously, and we're open to moving Ratcliffe, possibly. Ratcliffe's absence would make way for Pekka or Madden, Mayorov, etc. So I'll just pause the comment quickly. If for anyone who's curious about the lineup, in a perfect world, I would think that Strome, Ratcliffe, and Allison next season, AHL line 1 will become NHL line 4. Mayorov, Pekka, McLennan, especially McLennan, who had, 80 points? I'm now supposed they had like 80 points on the season. I really want to get McLennan and Mayorov in the NHL. Pekka may not be ready yet. Maybe Ratcliffe sticks around for another season, but I don't see Strome and Allison sticking around. Ratcliffe, he has one more season, so maybe that would make sense, but Strome and Allison likely not. And should the Lehigh Valley Phantoms get eliminated, we'll look at calling up some of those players. So, back to the comment, the playoffs, the Penguins. Wow, of course we start with the Battle of Pennsylvania in round 1. My 2 cents are, with the series beginning in a back-to-back, start each goalie in their own game and make your decision for game 3 as to who will be the starter going forward. Yes, Mikey Deeps earned 27 wins, but there's no playoff experience, and he can't be expected to be the starter. Perhaps they will tandem the team to a cup. Crazier things have happened. And as for Parros, I think first line time could improve our shots on net in the opening period with more ice time for him. The second line has been looking good with Parros, with Giroux and Puljujarvi, but we will not be afraid to mix up some things in the top 6 if and when needed. As always, great stuff. Keep up the good work. Much love. Much love back to you, Joe. Thank you very much. And finishing it off over in the Discord server, Pat just leaving this up here when the we should change goalies thoughts come next episode. As much as we would love Price, we can't forget the .878 save percentage and 3.63 goals against average. Yes, it's the postseason, and yes, DiPietro doesn't have the experience. And also, yes, I won't be afraid to turn to Carey Price if Michael DiPietro should absolutely implode. But I think we got to roll with him. And there's no shame in saying that the experiment failed. If it did fail, it failed. It just felt like the right thing to do at the moment, and it doesn't always work out. That's life. Mark also agreeing, who says to start DiPietro game 1, and JP Catalano says start DiPietro with a very short leash. So I think that is what we will do. I know it's the back-to-back stuff to start the series, but that's always how it is. It's just the game is glitched like that, so not really a back-to-back. But we will start with DiPietro and we'll go from there. As always, when it's a postseason episode, if it's your first time following us, you'll see that this episode is over an hour long. Maybe it's an hour 20, 30, 40, whatever. I always mix it up. But it's possible that we lose in 4 games in round number 1 and this video is over in 30, 40 minutes. And it's just an hour of a black screen. If that's the case, I'll just have some music running, something going on in the background. You can keep it going, mute it just in the back. It would help a lot if you just keep the video running because the video performance will be improved. But I don't want the video to be 40 minutes long and I get better video performance, but the postseason is spoiled. That's not what I want to do. So in the name of the series, you're reacting as I'm reacting. I do that little trick to keep it interesting for everyone. So here we go, headed into game 1 of round 1 at home in Philadelphia for the long-awaited Battle of Pennsylvania. This is the first time that the Penguins and the Flyers have met for the Battle of Pennsylvania in the postseason since 2018, so 8 years ago. The Penguins eliminated the Flyers in a 6-game series. So we will want our revenge, and it all starts now. Game 1, round 1 at the Wells Fargo Center. Michael DiPietro between the pipes to get the start here. Patrick Laine making his Flyers postseason debut. Some other players as well. You got the postseason debut of the entire career of Josh Parros, Matthew Savoie, Hugo Brisebois. Let's hit it. First period, 2-1 Penguins. Josh Parros opens up the scoring with his first career playoff goal on the power play. But then 2 minutes after that, Jason Zucker ties it up, even strength, and Malmstrom 6 minutes after that gives the Penguins the lead. 2-1 Pittsburgh after 20 shots, 11-7. Second period action. Now 3-2 Flyers. Wade Allison scores twice and is now a 1-goal lead for Philly. The fourth liner, who had 3 assists in 22 games, I think he had this season, scores 2 goals in the same period, and now we're up by 1. A huge clutch playoff performance from Wade Allison here in game 1. Now let's not squander this. We have the lead in the third. We have to add to it. We're being outshot, but we're coming back in that regard a little bit. 25-21 now, halfway through the third, still up by 1. 7 minutes to go, and Patrick Laine scores his first postseason goal as a Flyer. He had 37 on the year. There's his first of the postseason. We're up by 2 with a couple minutes left in this one, and that'll end as a 4-2 victory for the Flyers. Shots end 29-26, and we will take it. First star honors to Wade Allison, of course, with his 2 goals. Michael DiPietro gets his first postseason win at 27 save performance, and Moritz Seider got a couple of assists as well. 4-2 Flyers take game number 1 at home. Very, very nice, my friends. Great work. So let me see this one. Wade Allison, this season, over 21 games, he had 3 assists and was a -3. Last season, in 29 games, 0 goals. So this is his first goal in a very long time. In the postseason, he scored once in 11 games in 2024. Wow, 2 goals from Wade Allison. Great performance from him. And I doubt even had much ice time. He had 7:19. Look at him. Patrick Laine scores, and Michael DiPietro, it's his first postseason win as a Flyer. I believe it's also the first postseason win of his career, is it? No, he got 1 win with the Avalanche. 1 game, 1 win, 24 saves in relief, so not a shutout. So his second career playoff win, first as a starter, first in a 60-minute performance. All right, very, very nice. Game 1 under our belts, but still a long way to go. Let's keep this rolling. No need to stop for game number 2. Still at home, looking to take both games at home and head into Pittsburgh with a very nice cushion. Let's do it. First period, 2-1 Penguins, just like last game. But this time it's Foligno and Matheson scoring the first 2, and Patrick Laine cutting the lead with 1:42 left. Shots tied at 11. We're down by 1. Second period action, 4-1 Penguins. Now Rust scores twice. 4 goals on 25 shots on DiPietro. We only have 1 on 20 past Darcy Kuemper. Power play to start the third period. We're down by 3. Let's see if we can get anything rolling here. Extended power play. Nothing comes from it. That's a killer right there. Down by 3 early extended power play. No, I'm not seeing it this time, boys. Not being clinical enough in there. Halfway through the third, we're still down by 3. At least Michael DiPietro is making a lot of saves here in the third period, but those first 2 were enough to get us. Darcy Kuemper makes 29 saves, and we lose game number 2 by a score of 4-1. 33 saves from Kuemper? From DiPietro, but Kuemper gets first star. Kopitar, 3 assists as the first-line centerman, replacing Sidney Crosby. And this series is now tied at 1, and it becomes a best-of-5, headed over to PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. We'll keep the lines as is, but I need to see more from the second line. Giroux, Puljujarvi, who had 64 points on the season, 25 goals. Let's wake up a bit here in the postseason. Let's go. Game number 2. I gave you a couple games. We've scored 5 goals in the first 2 games. Allison with 2, Laine with 2. Let's go. First period of game number 3 in Pittsburgh now. 1-0 Philly. Morgan Frost, first of the postseason. Very good. 1-0 Flyers. Shots 14-9. Good offense in that first 20 minutes. Second period now. Victor Arvidsson scores. No scoring for us. But the game is tied at 1. Shots 23-21. Headed into the final 20 minutes. It all comes down to this. To say who will get the first edge in this best of 5. Power play Philly early. Doesn't get any conversion. But hold on. Another power play opportunity right after that. Still no conversion as the Penguins kill off 2 early power plays in the third. Halfway through the period. We're still outshooting the Penguins now. 30-24. Another power play. Nothing. Power play Penguins 5 on, of course. We go 0 for 3 in the third period, and then we give up a 5-on-3, and there you go. And that does it right there. There you go. You are kidding me. But what happened here? We had 3 power plays in a row, and then a hooking and an interference back-to-back from 2 of our top 4 defensemen. That's so ridiculous. And we outshot them 36-27. We lose 2-1. That is ridiculous. It's the scoring. It's the scoring. I'm thinking about moving things around here. That's now 6 goals in 3 games that we've scored. We got to move some things around in that top 6 probably. Morgan Frost scoring on that top line is good. Patrick Laine scoring, that's good. William Nylander, what you up to, big boy? You have 2 assists. That's nice. Parros has that 1 goal. Giroux, no points. And Puljujarvi, 1 assist. Maybe let's get Nylander playmaking with Puljujarvi and put Parros on that top line. We'll just do that. The third line, no scoring from them. -1, -2, -2. Yikes. Allison with his 2 goals. Ratcliffe an assist. Strome nothing. Very limited ice time for them. Defense +2, +1, -2, -4, -1, and 0. Let's try Pelech. Let's go. Gives Pionk a +3. Let's go Pelech and Risto on the second pair. Brisebois and Pionk on the third pair with a +3. Why not? Give Pelech a little ice time here. Maybe in the postseason he'll wake up a bit more. And goaltending DiPietro through 3 games. Not bad numbers. So those will be our only changes, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, headed into game number 4. We won one and lost one at home. We've now lost one on the road. We got to take this one. We can't go down 3-1 coming back to Philly. We got to tie this series up in a huge, pivotal game 4 in Pittsburgh. Laine's been scoring, but it can't all be him on that first line. Let's see Parros given the opportunity. Let's see Nylander doing more playmaking. Let's see that third line get in on the action. Here we go. First period, a lot of scoring, 3-2. Matthew Savoie opens up with his first career postseason goal. Very good to see that. The Penguins score 3 unanswered. Malmstrom, Arvidsson, and Kapanen on the power play. Then Oscar Lindblom, the hero, the leader with the A on his chest, gets us back within 1. 3 goals on 9 shots past DiPietro. Not sold. 2 goals on 16 shots for us headed into the second period now. I'm going to let this run. We're down by 1 here in the second period. I don't want to jump through it. I want to watch this slowly. We're almost doubling their shots, but still, Pittsburgh, Malmstrom again! You got to shut down Malmstrom. Our penalty kill's been atrocious. That's 2 power play goals tonight, 1 last game. Down 4-2 into the final moments of the second period, and that'll be it there. We're out shooting Pittsburgh 29-20, and we're down by 2 here in the third. Let's go, boys. Where's the passion? We lose this period, and we have to end up winning 3 straight. Is that what you want to do? With the way that you've been playing, slugging along? Let's go. Puljujarvi, Giroux, Nylander. Let's go. 4-2. Down by 2 in the third period. Who has a little passion in them? Who has a little fire down there? Not seeing much at all. Halfway through the third period, no scoring. 35 shots on Dominic Hasek, Darcy Kemper. Thank you, Claude Giroux, the captain, on the power play, gets us back in it. But then Malmstrom! Again! Malmstrom! And we're down by 2 again, and that's it. We outshoot Pittsburgh 42-29. And we lose 5-3. First star Malmstrom, right? There he is. Hat-trick Malmstrom. Of course, this second liner with his 5-star shooting, generated shooting. Of course he does. Of course he does. 5-3. Boy, these are the tough positions you get put in as a general manager. Do we go Carey Price? Some of you are shouting yes. Some of you are shouting no. Do we go Carey Price? DiPietro, 894 save percentage. Carey, get in there! What about the offense now? 1 goal from Parros. Goal and assist from Frost. 2 goals from Laine. 2 assists. 1 goal. 1 assist. I'm going to try putting it back to the +5, +1. Let's go Giroux on the top line. Lindblom scored a goal. That's good. Nothing from Newhook. Savoie scored a goal, and the fourth line's been whatever. Defense, +1, +1, +2, -3, -3, -4. Goaltending Price. I'm not going to put any of these scratches who haven't played at all in. And that's all I got to say. I guess that's all I gotta say. What about the special teams? Power play's been horrible, despite you'd think +5. Everyone's all the heavy hitters are here. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. These defensemen, I don't know, I'm gonna take out one of them. I guess I'll take out Brisebois. I'm gonna put Newhook, who's a shooter. Let's put him on the point. Maybe that'll just do something. The +3 instead of +5, but hey, let's just do that. And the penalty kill. You'd think that it would be better as well, but let's take out Newhook, I guess. What's his 77 shot block, 2.5-star defense, but he's a good centerman. Do we go Morgan Frost here? Morgan Frost, 73 shot blocking, even more. I need someone who can block some shots. Who can take face-offs and block some shots? Ratcliffe, 70, 76. 77, 79 from Parros. That's not horrible, actually. I guess I'm putting Parros over Newhook on the second pair. Second unit, that is. Let's put Nylander there with Parros as well. We'll go Giroux, Lindblom, Sanheim, Seider. Or maybe swap Seider and Pelech. Maybe that'll help. -1, but maybe it'll help. Can we swap? Actually, maybe switch both the... it goes to 0. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. All right, Giroux, Lindblom, Pelech, Risto, Parros, Nylander, Sanheim, Seider. Just something. The penalty kill's been really bad. So there are the changes headed into Game 5 on the brink of elimination. Shout out to the Canucks who beat the Kraken 11-2 in the top right corner there. But we're down 3-1 in the series, and we're at home on a 3-game losing streak as well to the Penguins here. We got to turn things around. We have to find our scoring touch. Carey Price between the pipes. This is why we got him. DiPietro wasn't horrible, but sub-900 save percentage after 4 games. In the postseason, things change quickly. And honestly, in previous postseasons, I probably would have switched him out even earlier. So I gave him his longer leash than I normally would, but still relatively short, whatever. Here we are, first period, game 5, down 3-1. First period action, up 1-0. Claude Giroux, his first even strength goal. The captain puts us on the board. Outshot 12-11, but up 1-0. Second period, 2-1. Arvidsson ties it up, but then Patrick Laine puts us ahead with his third of the postseason. We're out shooting Pittsburgh 24-20, and we're once again up by 1, headed into the next period. Third period action. Kopitar ties it up early. It's a 2-2 game. All tied up with about 17 minutes to go. Actually, with 19 minutes to go once it was scored. But now we're down to 12 minutes to go. More shots. A power play opportunity. But we give up a shorthanded goal. Hollander scores shorthanded. Hold on. Now we're hopping. We're out shooting them 35-24. We give up a shorthanded goal. Are you kidding me? +5, +3 on the power play units. And we give up a short-handed goal. Out shooting them like crazy again. Who is this? Darcy Kemper in 2026. Come on. 95 offense, 93 defense. Better than them in every regard, except for the goaltending when Carey Price is in, just according to overall. But let's get something going. Here we go. Wells Fargo Center. 5:15 to go in the third. We're down by 1. Let's get something going. Nylander over to Puljujärvi. Let's go. You're a big boy. Use that body. Bumped up by... Oh, onto Nylander in front. Blocked by Walsh. Put it on net. Come on. Here's Walsh. I'm buzzing. Here we're watching this whole period. I'm probably not cutting at all. Let's get some play-by-play going. Here's Kasperi Kapanen over the blue line. Has like 4 flyers around him. Broken up by Nylander. Back the other way. Willie Nee to Travis Sanheim. Up to Jesse Puljujärvi. Puljujärvi to Sanheim on net. Juicy rebound. Nylander can't get it through traffic. Here's Morgan Frost. One-timer. Nylander stopped. Now here's Kapanen, regrouping with Pierre-Olivier Joseph, up to Zemgus Girgensons, stops at his own blue line, skates back, finds Walsh, up to Poulain, Samuel Poulain to Kapanen. Kapanen can't get it through traffic. Hold on, there's Puljujärvi. Get it out, big boy, out of the zone. Come on. Here's Nylander now. 3:41 to go. Nylander, dipsy doodle over the blue line. Back to the blue line now, actually. Sanheim. Frost in the corner. Puljujärvi. Back to the point. It's Sanheim. In front to Nylander. Gets bumped off the puck. Now here's Kapanen back the other way. Just over 3 minutes left in the period. Kapanen looking for space. In front, the one-timer is blocked by Sanheim, I believe. Sider. Up to Nylander now. Willie Nee over to Puljujärvi. Over the blue line. Can't get it to Nylander. Can't receive the pass. Hold on, I gotta just lock onto the coach so I can control the lines here. And there we go. Lock onto the coach. I can't keep that second line out there all night. Come on now. Shots 37-24. We still have 2:46 to go. Yeah, that first line's dead. Up to Kapanen. Big save from Carey Price. Yeah, the sides change once you take control. One-timer. Carey Price slides across and makes the save. First line's out. Second deep pairing. Let's go for... We'll go overload with an aggressive face-off. Yeah, we'll do that. Here we go. Defensive zone draw. Paros, Giroux, Laine against Foligno, Kopitar, and Russ with 2:29 left. Let's go. High pressure defense. Yeah, we'll keep everything else right. It's Giroux, big face-off win. Adam Pelech, get it out of the zone. Let's go forward. Move the puck forward. Giroux. Get the puck out of the zone. Foligno can't get it through traffic. 2 minutes to go now. Marcus Foligno, Kopitar, broken up by Big Risto. Paros, skate forward, not into the boards. Paros, here we go. He's known to snipe him. Gets bumped off the puck. Harima, over to Orlov. Minute and a half left. Dmitry Orlov, down to Marcus Foligno, into Philadelphia territory. Broken up by Risto, but getting back. Oh, Price sliding across. Good thing the puck went the other direction. Giroux, across to Pelech, and can't receive the pass. Yanni Gourde, dipsy doodle, can't get it through. Now Pelech, up to Laine, big Patrick Laine, final minute. Here we go, let's establish a presence here. Laine, okay, alright, I'm going to pull the goalie now. That's deep enough into the zone, I might have to send him back very quickly. Pull goalies. Here we go, pull that goalie. Carey Price coming out. Laine, okay, gets bumped off the puck instantly, goodbye. Send him back, thank you very much. Okay, stay in there. Okay, home goalie return, thank you. Arvidsson, over to Yanni Gourde. Yanni coming through traffic, broken up. Pelech, Savoie, 44 seconds, back the other way. All right, now Newhook. If you can get into the zone, I'm going to pull the goalie. Hopefully you can do it. Pull that goalie. Let's try that one more time. Here we go. Newhook. He gets hit, but the puck's in the zone. All right, we send the goalie back. Just a big waste of time here. By the way, I'm going to get these players on their offsides here, looking for the that one-timer. Paros, he shoots left. Is that it? Paros, yeah. So let's get Paros and Line swapped because Line is a right-handed shot as well. Let's do that, and the goalie will return. Thank you very much. Thanks for nothing. All right, Matheson to Yanni Gourde. Over to Arvidsson. Arvidsson can't get it through. Lindblom, come on. Let's go. I want to get that first line. Give me a whistle here. I want to get that first line back out. 28 seconds to go. Malmstrom to Matheson. They have the pressure in our zone. Hollander, Orlov, stopped by Price. Can we get it out of our zone, or we're going to finish the game over here? Jason Zucker to Malmstrom. Pushed off the puck. Here we go. Up. Move up. Strome. Why is the fourth? I didn't say to put the fourth line out. What's the point of taking control of the coach if the lines will change by yourself? By themselves. What is the point? I can't. What is the point? Okay, actually, yeah, now we do have control. I will pull the goalie. That is such a joke. Why do I take control? Why bother locking onto the coach if the lines will change for me? I don't want to do that. Final seconds here. It's been such a disaster. Yeah, just we got nothing going the entire game. Forget it. The entire 5 minutes we were there. What a joke. What a joke. No scoring. Just no scoring from anyone. Everyone gave up on us. Just everyone gave up on us. Except for like Line and like Wade Allison in game 1. Everyone gave up. That shorthanded goal, what a joke. There it is. The year 4 postseason. This is embarrassing. Round 2. Missed the playoffs. Round 1. Like, next season's going to be different. With Wayne Peterson in the lineup, we're going to be a scoring team. But what a joke. Shots 37-27. Pelech, terrible defenseman the whole season. Nylander doesn't score anymore, just playmaking. Okay, at least there's that, but he used to be scoring as well. He gave up on his goal-scoring abilities. Newhook, no more scoring on that third line. Puljujarvi, 64-point season, nothing. And just like that, we're done. We win game 1, and we lose 4 in a row. It's like a sweep. So in all, we scored 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals in 5 games we scored. Congrats, guys. Averaging, like, what was that, 2.2 goals per game? A little quick math. Come on. 4 points for Line. I'm so disgusted with this team right now. I'm not even coming down to the locker room. GM data is disgusted. Let's just look at the stats in the end. Who are we most disgusted with? Line 3 goals, 4 points, not bad. Sider 3 assists, -2. Pelech 3 assists, +4. He came in the postseason, great. Giroux 2 goals, -2. Wade Allison 2 goals, great job. Lindblom, Frost, Paros, Savoie, all with a goal and an assist. Nylander 2 assists. The Leafs, he's scoring 80, 90 points. You pick him up, he's getting 70, 60 points. It's a joke. It's a real joke. Pionk 1 assist. Offensive defenseman with 89 offensive awareness and 4-star puck skills. That's great. 30 points on the year, 1 point on the postseason. Joke. Brisebois, rookie, whatever. Puljujarvi, this was the biggest one. He scores 64 points in the season, has 1 assist in 5 games. Yeah. Risto, Sanheim, Ratcliffe, Strome. Newhook was horrible. No points through 5 games. 33 and 81. I understand it wasn't the craziest season for him either, but like he's averaging 13 minutes a night, scores 33 points. Now he's averaging 14 and a half minutes a night, no points. I don't get it. Goaltending, DiPietro 1-3-0, 894 save percentage. Price 0-1-0. Like, wasn't, I don't blame Price. Like, giving up a shorthanded goal like that, or probably a break, like a shorthanded break out of nowhere. I'm not going to blame Price. He let in 2 goals on like 30 shots, and then he let in 1 shorthanded goal because of bad defense from the forwards. I'm not going to blame Price for that one game. Maybe we should have turned to him earlier. Maybe we shouldn't have turned to him at all. But whatever, DiPietro wasn't giving us much anyways, and it probably wouldn't have been very different. The problem was the scoring, not the goaltending. It was not getting the scoring. But Line, Puljujarvi, even Paros, like 30-goal scorers. Puljujarvi, Paros, and Line all had like between 25 and 37 goals each. Or yeah, those 3 guys. So I'm going to sim to the draft. I'm going to take care of the scouting. We'll take a look at the contract negotiations, all that stuff at the end of this video. But that's pretty much all we have to say for the 2025-26 season. So we'll check back in once we have a Stanley Cup champion. So in the end, the Florida Panthers are your 2026 Stanley Cup champions, and the Iowa Wild win the Calder Cup. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms made the conference final, but did not make the final as Laval beat them. Salary cap, blah, 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 all this great stuff. The scouting actually went quite well. In the draft lottery, Boston stays at 1, Calgary jumps 5-2, Nashville drops 2-3. Not much changing aside for that, a little 3-4 switch there with Dallas and Detroit. Central scouting, blah, blah, blah. Retired players. Does Claude Giroux call it a career? After this season with the Flyers, he does not. But Anze Kopitar does after going out with the Penguins. They need a new first-line center there. He had a great career, 1,426 points. Malkin retires on Calgary. Pacioretty, Taves, Carlson. A lot of big names going out. Anyone that Yandel we had at the beginning of the franchise mode. JVR, who we had as well and traded him to Montreal. Wayne Simmons, former Flyer. A lot of other names down the list we go here. Not seeing anyone else that would be really concerned with. Goaltenders who retire in 2026. We see James Reimer, Martin Jones, former Flyers goaltender, Bernier, Hutchinson, Dell, Francouz, and Kevin Poulin. All right, so there is the retiring class of 2026. Here, Yossi and Kopitar now coaches. By the way, Calgary and Detroit fired their Calgary and Boston, fired their coaches. Let's check out the playoff tree in the end here. So we lost in 5 games to Pittsburgh. The Penguins went on to lose in 5 to Washington, who lost in 5 to Florida, who won in 5 against the Blues in the Stanley Cup final. The Kraken made the Western Conference final, by the way. That's cool to see. But, yeah, didn't even lose to that good of a team, and that team didn't lose to that good of a team either. Awards in 2026, Panthers win the Cup, President's Trophy to the Wild, Blues and Panthers in this Cup final. Snoop Michael Oliver wins the Art Ross. Hart goes to Nathan McKinnon. James Norris to Cale Makar. Lady Bing also to Cale Makar. Calder goes to Benson. What a joke. Less points and less goals than Parros, but Benson wins the Calder on a horrible team. At least Parros was on a team that made the postseason. What a joke. Conn Smythe to Lundell. Vezina to Spencer Knight. Jennings to Wallstedt and Philip Gustafson. Masterson goes to Jet Wu. Jack Adams to the coach of the Penguins. Selke goes to Crosby for the 3rd straight season. Ted Lindsay to McKinnon. And Maurice Richard to Snoop Michael Oliver. Any awards? Yeah, here we go. So Connor McLennan won the equivalency of the Hart Trophy in the AHL. Mayorov won the equivalency of the Calder as best rookie. Any other? And McLennan also won, I guess, the equivalency of the Bill Masterton, it seems like. And Eve Gascon won the equivalency of the Jennings. Very nice. It didn't win the Vezina equivalent, but the Jennings, great. So Eve Gascon, great season from her. And that just about does it. The Valley Phantoms went 62-14-6, but lost in the conference final against Laval in 7 games. That's tough. They swept through rounds number 1 and 2. All right, good season from them. We'll check out player growth later on. But now that we are here at the draft, we can take a look at what we are going to be doing headed into the off-season. Now, first things first, we got to think about the contract situation. Wayne Peterson will get an offer, absolutely. We will have a good amount to play with as well. So Wayne Peterson, we can't offer him a deal yet, but we do know that we will have $18.455 million to play with. So in a perfect world, let's say it's like a 2-3 year bridge. I don't know, $5 million. If he costs $5 and Giroux, he's still back for more, 84 overall. Yikes. Hopefully his demand goes down a little bit. But let's say Giroux takes up 4, which would be tough. Matthew Robertson up to an 81 overall. Wow. Okay. So he becomes, I don't know, he'll fit in somewhere. I don't know what we're doing at the defense, but he would definitely be a top 4 guy. And he's an we have his RFA rights. Yeah, Matthew Robertson, who was a toss-in in the New York Rangers deal there, might actually become a piece for us now that Ronnie's gone as well. So let's say Robertson takes whatever, a 1.25. Strome, Allison, Hag, all these guys can walk. We can do a bunch of other little deals for these guys. That's pretty much it. Goaltending now, Carey Price, if he were to stay on as our backup, he would take a cheap he'd take $1 million or whatever. That still leaves us with $7.2 million. But as a 79 overall, we'd probably trade him back to Montreal, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if they can take that contract, but we'll find something. Goaltending probably needs to be overhauled next year because Michael DiPietro, whether he be starter or backup, he needs to play with somebody. So maybe not overhauled, but we need somebody in there. Ustamenko, I don't really trust him. Eve Gascon would be great, but I don't think she's ready for the NHL just yet, even though she had a great season. She's at a, come on, in the system, she's at a 76 overall. So if she pushes for the NHL, that would be great. But if not, we need to get a backup goaltender. And with that $7 million, we could make some moves. We could even move out some money to make a bigger splash in free agency. I remember there being some talk about maybe think about moving out William Nylander because he hasn't been who we thought he would be, even though we have him long term. I don't know. Looking at the potential upcoming unrestricted free agents, here we go. UFAs coming up in this draft class. We see, sorting by overall, Crosby, Eichel, Jost, Drouin, Kraus, Milano, Ovechkin, Vesalainen, Tuck, Hall. Lots of big names. Kadri, Bjorkstrand, Dunn. Looking at the defensemen, if you're curious about that. Not the craziest class, but here are the names that we might be seeing. And for the goaltending class in free agency, we get Ilya Samsonov at a 90 overall, Demko 88, Jerry Ottinger at 86, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Nedeljkovic. There's some interesting names out here. The thing is, if DiPietro's a guy that we're going to keep for one more season and Gascon could be the backup in 2 years, maybe we do sign a goaltender to a 3, 4, 5 year type of thing. DiPietro moves out next year, Gascon comes in, then by the time our elite guys are ready in, say, 4 seasons, that contract that we gave to Samsonov, Demko, Jerry, whoever, will be expiring. So going after a goaltender in free agency wouldn't be a crazy option. Looking at the draft class, first the draft board for what picks we'll have headed into the draft. We have round 2, pick 20. We don't have a lot of picks in this draft, so I wouldn't mind recouping some value because there are some pretty interesting names out here. If we could trade some expiring deals, maybe even, I don't know, Barclay Goodrow, stuff like that, to recoup a few picks here and there, that's definitely what I want to do. Medium franchise, going to go first overall. This guy, a gem, Brian Yip, medium elite's going to go as well. In the first round, I didn't do too much scouting in the first round, although we see a medium elite defensive defenseman going at 11, Kyler Hendrickson. He's 1 year away, very tempting. Aside from that, I didn't do a ton of scouting because I knew we didn't have a pick in the first round. There are some value guys, medium top 9s later on, top 6D. Guaranteed low elite, Arthur Granado, low elite defensive defenseman, maybe defensive defenseman. He's listed as a gem and is 3 years away. By the way, for anyone else who might be NHL ready, let me take a little skim. This guy, Bembridge, is 1 year away. This defenseman, Oli Haikila, 6'5" defensive defenseman, NHL ready, so this guy will be a higher overall. Hendrickson, like we said, 1 year away. Then the rest, we got some 3 years away. Then probably the top 5. We have NHL ready, within the top 5. Moving later on, we see top 6 forwards, top 4D, top 6 forwards. So there's a lot of decent value in that second round, especially Pierre Denis, 1 year away, Raimo Blomqvist, 2 years away. Lots of really interesting value around that late 30, early 40 spot. Top 4D, top 6 forwards, a lot of these guys in the second. The middle of the second round is very consistently better than the end of the first round. So we see some of these very good values, not very high ETAs, but good value and some gems out here too. Considering the goalies that we've scouted, it's a very interesting class. This guy, Gordy Maxwell, medium elite at 54, 4 years away though. And looking at other medium elites, we see 2 gems here. Serge Giguère, 5 years away, medium elite. There's Pete Harris, 5 years away, medium elite, both of them gems. Sergei Latipov, medium elite Ukrainian goalie, who is 4 years away, but 19 years of age, while Giguère is 18 and Harris is 19. Artukin, 2 bars, medium elite, so not great to go off. And then some backups later. And then just sorting by potential for the players, who else do we see out here besides the goalies who are medium elite? We have a couple guys at 2 bars, medium elite, whatever, but there are some low elite guarantees. Another guy here, Carson Terry, low elite power forward, excuse me. So a lot of 3-bar low elites as well that we could take some shots on, but we would need the picks to do that. Some medium top 6s into the 40s, 50s, even into the 90s here. This guy, Gogolev, guaranteed medium top 6, Alexander Gogolev, 5 years away, 20 years of age though. Do we want to take a pick on him for his value? Low top 6s later on. So yeah, look at this. It's a lot of value, I'd say, in this draft. We don't have a ton of picks necessarily. Do we look to move up, find some selections? And if we do, who are we moving out? Let me show you the trade value that we're dealing with. We see that we have, of course, our big guys. We have Paco at a 66. Wayne Peterson, we want to get him signed. But moving on, we have New Hook's value. Pan, 59 overall, 19 years of age. Do we want to move Robertson or do we want to sign him? Some guys that we're not going to be re-signing, like maybe Avon on a 1 year deal. Guys like that who are on expiring deals we're not bringing back. Enright, maybe. Kolyachonok we can probably keep. Chomala, guys like that. Can we get us, squeeze a 4th round pick out of some of these teams? That would be a good thing to try and get. Barclay Goodrow freeing up 3.6. I forgot about that when it comes to next year's money as well. We'll have an extra 3.64 if we trade away Barclay Goodrow, which we very likely will be doing. So rookie skaters, that's how I was looking for the signed and unsigned prospects. I have a few down the line there. Goaltending, draft value of goaltending. Here's how it's looking. Schwarz is dropping behind Lebedev if we did want to move one of those. DiPietro we're definitely keeping, whether he be starter or backup on that cheap deal. But who's backing him up or starting for him? That will be the question. And to end it all off, we'll look at the progress reports from this last season before we call it a day. Players in our NHL system, so Sider at a 91. We already knew that, though, I believe. Parros up to an 85 overall. Great to see headed into next season, where he'll definitely be in a top 6, if not first-line role. Puljujarvi still at an 86. Giroux going down to an 84. Matthew Savoie also up to an 86. So that's very interesting for our decision-making. Next year's top 6 is probably sorting just by overall here. The top 6 next season, looking at our forwards, you have Laine, Nylander, Puljujarvi, Savoie, Parros, and fill in the blank. If it's Frost, then it's Frost. That leaves the 3rd line as Giroux, Newhook, and Lindblom. 4th line, Ratcliffe, Mayorov, and McLennan, perhaps. Meanwhile, on defense, we have Sider, Pelech down to an 87. Pionk, Sanheim, Robertson, Brisebois. I don't know. Who's the odd man out? Is Ristolainen the odd man out? Plekhanov going to be pushing for the NHL, a 79 overall, 21-year-old with low elite potential. There's also Kolyachonok, who's at a 79 overall. So the blue line will be an interesting thing that we have to keep note of as well. Risto down to an 80, as we saw. Not great. Ratcliffe could be someone that we consider moving out. And that's just about it. No growth from Newhook, unfortunately. Looking in the system now, we see that Paco's up to a 66. Pekka's up to a 78. He might be pushing for the NHL. Pan 59, Lebedev 57. We saw this more. Mayorov 79. Gascon 76. Carey Price down there. Not much growth aside from that. Alrighty. So that'll be an interesting case for next season. I didn't even... Actually, Wayne Peterson as well. I forgot about that. So I would probably bump somebody from the top 6. That's true. Let's look at this again, actually. If the top 6 forwards are Laine, Nylander, Puljujarvi, Savoie, Parros, and then Wayne Peterson, where do people go as well? If the first line, let's say just placing people wherever I can find. If the first line is Laine, Nylander, and Peterson, and the second line is Savoie, Puljujarvi, and Parros, that leaves Frost for the 3rd line. It's tough as an 85 overall, but he's making $3 million. He can kind of be that Swiss Army knife kind of guy. Frost at center, Giroux on the wing, left wing, and Lindblom on the other, or Newhook stays there. We trade Lindblom. I don't know. Newhook's going to have one more year at 0.85. It was kind of a reclamation project. Not that we're necessarily married to him, but that's going to be tough. Think about who makes the top 9. One of those guys, Giroux, Frost, and anyone else in the top 6 I just said, one of those guys can't be there. Giroux guaranteed has to be a 3rd liner next year, but who's playing that 3rd line with him? Newhook, Lindblom, maybe Lindblom 4th line, but then that means one of the AHL 1st liners can't come up. That's tough. That means Ratcliffe's probably out as well. Yeah, a lot of things to think about, my friends, heading into next episode. So leave your thoughts down in the YouTube comments below or over on the Discord server, link in the description. Unfortunately, there's going to be a bit of a black screen at the end of this one, a little thank you for watching with some music going. So if you can let it go with, enjoy the music or put it on mute, just let it run for a little bit. It would be very much appreciated. And I'm very much looking forward to your thoughts and suggestions because NHL 23 is around the corner. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, not to miss out on any of our franchise mode, career simulation, game mode deep dive analysis, and much more here on the channel. That also means we got to get through these episodes fast and furious if possible, headed into 2026-27, which will be year number 5. We want to be poised for a deep run. Let's find the scoring. Let's turn things around. Solid D, consistent goaltending, and we are more than contenders. This is dynastic potential. I'm telling you, I see it. We just have to unlock it. The 2026 offseason will be a big part of that. So looking forward to reading all your thoughts. Thank you very much for taking the time to enjoy this episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next one.